Welcome, everybody. It's another exciting edition of the Sports Hole. I'm your host. With me, as always, XFL Jim, rock and roll Matty Goldberg. Gentlemen, what's doing?
What up, boys?
We're having a cool night because you got a Game 7 in baseball, and we got a doubleheader. So, as we speak, Seattle's up 2-1 in the third, and the Lions are up 14-9. Luke's Detroit Lions.
That's right.
They're knocking on the door. I want to say one quick thing. I love Dan. Who doesn't love Dan Campbell? But kick some field goals. It's okay to kick some field goals.
So the reason I like him not kicking, you know what you're getting. I feel like if he kicks sometimes, he wouldn't be true to himself.
And that's a Troy Aikman. He's like, he doesn't even look at analytics. Like some people might make these decisions with analytics. He's like, he doesn't even care. He just goes for it every time.
And that's why I love him.
They're up 21-9, so looking good.
Yeah, as long as they can keep that offensive humming, because you can only slow Baker down for so long.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I've also been watching a lot of Oz the Mentalist. I watch I've gotten an Oz the Mentalist wormhole.
The guy that shows up to the NBA teams and freaks them out with.
Yeah.
All right, Luke, I'm gonna write something down. Hold on.
Oh man.
Oh, we're doing actual mentalism with Matty the Mentalist Goldberg, baby.
I mean, we've always called him fucking mental, but this is a different version.
I need to see Matty as a magician.
Yeah.
I need this to be a thing.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Think of all right, let's do your ATM.
Wait, this is just for Luke, right?
Yeah, this is your ATM pin.
Okay.
I'm not gonna
It's 6 numbers,
distract him
right?
anyway.
Sure.
It's a little longer because I noticed you took a little longer to think about it.
Oh, okay. Shit.
Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
How did you know that?
I stole that from the Spaceballs.
Matty the Mentalist Goldberg.
Mental, mate. He's fucking mental.
I've been watching a lot of those videos. Like that's my new wormhole.
Yeah, I think those things are pretty funny too. Especially when you get the athletes who are like, oh my.
But the thing about it is, I'm like, how does he? I can't figure out how he does it. And I'm like, maybe they all are in cahoots with him before, and it's like a big scam.
No, there's you can read up on mentalism and how to do it to people and how to make it work.
All right. I mean, it's pretty wild. I mean, some of the shit he does is
it's crazy, right?
It is crazy, but I love the football teams love it. Like if I was a team and my coach didn't have Oz in preseason, I would be like, I transfer.
Well, what if instead of Oz, what if they went classic and got David Blaine?
No, it's got to be Oz.
Dude, I don't know, Matty. If you've seen some classic David Blaine shit, I don't know.
Well, the problem with David Blaine is he plays like I'm the magician that's the not magician. Like I'm just going to be like, yo, bro, I'm wearing just a shirt and pants and I'll roll out of bed and I'm too cool to be a magician. Oz's got a suit on. He's presentable. He speaks magic language. So I'm going to Oz wormhole.
That's fair.
I like that. I like it when Matty pulls out stuff you don't expect that he likes.
Yeah. Well, I always go through wormholes. I mean, I think Luke, I told you I was into the smiley face killer videos.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Those were freaking me out. I had to stop watching because they were getting scary.
The best part, I like it when you were going down rabbit holes, and I'd be like, "No, that doesn't."
The good news for you, Jim, is you're around the age of the smiley face killers, but because you're not attractive, they wouldn't kill you.
Exactly. I don't got to worry about it.
Wow.
Painful.
Sorry. Also, you probably live in a place with very few rivers.
That's true.
There is a river. There is a river directly, probably 15 minutes away from my town.
Well, don't go walking around it at night after you're drunk from the bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do not go to a bar near there.
There's no bars near the Platte River.
Well, that's good to know. But it was a good week of football, good week of baseball. Should we start with Ohtani?
I was going to say, Matty, I watched an actual baseball game for the first time in years, and it was Game 3 of Dodgers. I got to see the Ohtani magic.
That was Game 4, I think.
No, it was they swept them. Oh, yeah, Game 4. I think you're right. Yeah. It was 4.
So that, to me, I don't know if there's ever been a game like the box score. I've never seen anything like this before, ever in my
Yeah,
life.
it was like insane. I think the last pitcher you have to go back to is Bob Gibson,
Yeah,
who did this.
he
And
didn't hit 3 home runs though.
no, he didn't hit 3 home runs, but he did hit a home run. And he's Bob Gibson, so he probably struck out a
Sure.
ton of people too.
Yeah,
But that's how far back you have to go to get anything even on the same
sure.
page.
And then Reggie hit 3, and obviously wasn't a pitcher and was a DH, so he even played the field. Maybe he did play the field that game. I'd have to look it up. It's in
Yeah.
1977 or 78. But when you go, oh, Reggie, they still talk about Reggie hitting 3 home runs. He didn't strike out whatever guys and threw 6 scoreless innings.
Yeah, it's just like nuts. You think like one home run is cool, right? Oh yeah, one home run.
I'm
Maybe
watching
a
the
strikeouts.
Blue Jays and the Mariners now, and it's like that's been a wonderful series, 2 evenly matched teams. But you have a feeling like they're just lining up to be like meat to the Dodgers. Like there's no way. I mean, there are upsets in sports, but I can't see. Maybe they'll win a game one of these teams if they're lucky.
I mean, you can win a couple, but
I don't think so.
Hey, hold on for 1 second,
Yeah.
guys. I got to pause this. The carbon monoxide alarm will not quit going off.
You okay?
God damn it, Luke!
Jesus, Jim.
Definitely open some windows.
No, I'm just gonna inhale it. Get it over with. All right, I'll see you guys in a minute, okay?
Wow.
We're back. Yeah. No, as far as yeah, so you don't think anybody has a fucking chance in hell from the Blue Jays or Mariners?
No. I think like to win 2 games, they don't have a chance in hell.
I was going to ask Matty a question. In any other professional sport, is there like a bigger gap between the best team and next best team than MLB?
For like now?
Like professional sports. Like I feel like the gap right now between the Dodgers and the next best team is super wide. I don't know if there's another professional sport that has that.
I remember, and this is going way back. This is even before you were born, I think. Well, no, it's when you were a little kid. The Yankees, when they won 3 out of 4, were just so much better than everybody else. So they won their first World Series in 6, and then they beat the Padres in 4. They beat the Mets in 5. Wait, no. Yeah, and then the Braves in 5. So, and then they lost to the Diamondbacks in 2001. But in 3 out of 4 years, they lost, I guess, 3 World Series games, 4 World Series games, and have had 3 rings. And I think the Dodgers are an absolute dynasty, barring Ohtani gets like a crazy injury. But he is the best to ever do it, like when years Babe Ruth hit all those home runs and he could pitch, he was so much better than everybody else. And Ohtani is like that, man.
But that's like an era where your competition is like people who have, jobs as milkmen on the side, and then like there wasn't people playing in Japan and worldwide. Comparing that is just almost like there's no comparison. Because,
I mean, if you look at what was I gonna say? The Phillies had an amazing season. They got 1 game. The Brewers had an amazing season. I even felt like for their fans, it was like, well, we're not even playing bad. It's just we're just running up into an absolute juggernaut. Well, it reminds me of Bama a few years ago when Bama was hot, when Georgia went back to back the second year.
Yeah.
The pre-NIL era.
Yeah, Georgia, the last championship when they killed TCU, reminds me of how good the Dodgers are. So Georgia, I think they killed.
That's why I said it for like professional, because you get that with college sports every once in a while, like UConn basketball.
Sure,
was like crazy like that.
UConn when they went back to back.
But like in professional sports, you never, in my opinion, you never see a
Well, they've
team
made
like
it
go
to
this
parity.
crazy.
Like even like the Chiefs, when they won 2 out of 3 or whatever, the 3 out of 4, the Super Bowls all came down to 2 of them were really close. Like they had to beat the Eagles and they beat the Eagles in a really close game, and then they beat the 49ers in overtime. So it's not like they're blowing teams out. What the Dodgers are doing is just insane. And I like both Seattle and Toronto. It's hard to root for either team because I like them both, but like I give them no shot.
Yeah, it's funny too because now like all the sports people are like calling for salary cap on
Yeah,
baseball. It is just like
I
what?
was
This is what people want, even when they say they don't. They want the
sure.
Death Star. You
It,
see
it,
it.
it
That's when the ratings are the highest. When you have a juggernaut, and then
exactly.
people start to hate them all. It is funny too because the Dodgers. It's got to be really hard
Dude,
to
you,
hate
you know what the truth of
Otani
the
and
matter
Mookie
is?
Betts. You know.
People should shut up because they're the same people that bitched about Oklahoma City versus Indiana, which was a fantastic series until Halliburton got hurt.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, small market ratings suck. And it's like, then the Dodgers are dominating. It's like, oh, this sucks. I'm like, well, you could have a Brewers, Seattle Mariners World Series
Oh
and you
boy.
cry too. So
Yeah.
I
people are complaining about everything.
I feel like, and I'm not the baseball guy here, but I
Yeah.
feel like if any sport, like, don't no salary cap, I feel like if fans of a team would get behind is a salary floor where like owners and teams have to spend to get players. Because I feel like in baseball, almost more than any other sport, there's so many like teams that just coast on fans showing up to games and do nothing to like
Sure.
actually try and win a championship.
There's also teams that spend lots of money and spend it on the wrong players. So,
Yeah.
as good as Otani is, you still got to spend it on the right guys and the role
And the
players.
Angels had a shot. Like the Angels let the guy walk. They could have kept
Yeah,
him.
Or they could
I
have
know.
traded him.
Or they could have
Made
traded him.
something, and
I
Yeah.
they
know.
didn't.
Like,
Wow.
Yeah. But he is one of a kind. I don't think we'll ever see anything like him probably for another 100 years when people were
It's got to
and
be
talking
like
so
about Babe Ruth.
weird throwing like a freaking fastball and then 2 minutes later standing in the batter's box. The
and
mechanics are so different
it's got
between
to be
pitching
crazy.
and hitting that to just be able to flip your mindset from one to the other that quickly
Sure.
is just unreal.
And I
I
always
also
assume if you pitch, your arm gets tired.
Yeah.
So
Oh
like
yeah.
you're not as sharp at the plate. So to hit 3 home runs while your arm and your is pretty wild.
I also feel, just as an aside, that the Dodgers where they are now, I feel like people you can't really complain too much because wasn't it like so many 7 years ago people kept calling the Dodgers chokers
Yeah.
for not
Yeah.
making it? Like
Right.
And that's what their fans. I because I live out here. I've called
the
a lot
entire
of,
time I was out there, everyone I talked to was like
yeah.
complaining every time they would make
And
the
now
playoffs.
they're saying like, you know what, you guys were shitting on us a few years ago, so we're sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't be.
Yeah. I mean, you can't blame the Dodgers for trading for Mookie Betts. You can't
Exactly.
blame them for
The
signing
Red Sox have a
Shohei
lot of
Ohtani.
money, and they let him walk because they wanted to save money. And he's an incredible player and a
Yeah.
great clubhouse guy. And
This was the
you
same
know,
shit with the Yankees too. It was like buying
yeah.
championships, and it's like, hey, don't you want your fucking billionaire owner to pay shit like
And I
that?
got news
Yes.
for you: the Yankees have been trying to buy a championship for the last 20 years.
I don't know if they
And they
have.
failed.
And it's no, yeah, you're
It's
exactly
a lot of
right,
money.
Maddie. They have tried and
I'm
failed.
saying they have tried.
No, I know you're right. It's not. You can't just buy it. You do have to have an organization there. Sorry,
Yeah.
you do. And
I mean, Otani
Andrew
certainly
Friedman,
helps.
who runs the Dodgers, is a fucking mastermind.
He
Sorry.
knows what he's doing, and Otani helps. But you got to have the role players, and they're going to be a dynasty. And look, I just don't see a team beating them. I mean, I've seen upsets.
Because you see one game
Giants.
out of the series.
They'd be lucky to win a game.
Okay.
Just saying.
I know they're down right now, but if Toronto actually won this series, that would be pretty
It'd be
phenomenal.
fun, but
Yeah.
again, like they're even with Milwaukee. Both of these teams would give Milwaukee. That would be a great
Yeah.
even World Series. The Dodgers just watch greatness,
Right.
like just appreciate that you're watching one of the great teams of all time, who basically coasted the regular season. They could have won a lot more games if they wanted to.
Oh yeah, like they were just easing Otani back into the pitching
Exactly.
lineup.
Yeah.
Like yeah, they didn't. I like they take like Sasaki and just move him to the bullpen, make him
Mhm.
like a fucking
Yeah.
Dennis Eckersley in there. I mean, it's unreal what we're seeing right now.
Yeah.
It's insane. We had some football over the weekend
A
too.
lot
Yeah.
of football over the weekend,
Lot of
baby.
It was a
football.
great weekend.
Oh, Friday night, starting
Oh
with
no.
Miami.
Down goes number 2,
Shit in
Miami.
the, I knew
I
I
got
knew they
I
were
got a little
phonies.
gossip.
They still might be a good squad, but I knew they weren't the team.
I got some gossip.
Oh, you
I
got some
also I have
dirt.
a I'll have a
Ooh,
fun stat after I have a fun
double
stat
T.
before Maddie's
I'm gonna
gossip.
give you a
Actually,
little gossip. I hope I don't get in trouble.
do you want the stat first?
Sure.
Jeff Brom, head coach of the Louisville Cardinals,
Yeah. I know
4-0
you-
against AP top 5 teams
He knows how to
in his
beat them.
career.
Actually, you know what?
He has a
Penn
formula.
State might be looking at that motherfucker.
Yeah.
No shot he leaves Louisville. I mean, maybe for a Big Ten team, but I don't think he's leaving Louisville.
Well, he's
I mean-
he went to school.
you
in
talk
Louisville.
about a school that's going to pour money into it, and like
Yeah.
that he's the guy there.
Well, here's the
Right.
thing I was thinking about, because listening to a lot of things about the Dolphins, they're like, it's a really hard place to win because there's so many distractions. So they're undefeated, Miami. They have a bye, and I'm thinking, there's a lot of fucking distractions. Young guys. Carson Beck is banging like twins or some bullshit.
Broke up with his girlfriend. Yep.
Yeah, I mean so they were obviously not prepared. He threw 4 picks. My buddy was in Miami. He was in a bar, and Michael Irvin showed up after the game, and he said Michael Irvin was fucking pissed. I don't know at this age. I know he's alumni, but what?
Because
at
he
your
probably
age,
gave
what
him
do
a
you
couple
give a shit?
million to win a championship.
I know. And then here's the other thing. He said he walked out on the bill, and the bartender had to chase him down the street. I hope I don't get in trouble for saying that. But I
Wow.
hope this clip doesn't go
You
viral.
think Michael Irvin could still outrun a waitress?
Well, he said the bartender chased him down the street,
Oh.
but he said he was pissed, like he was like, doing the mic, like I'm fucking pissed,
Well,
because
of course, he's coked up. It's Friday
Yeah.
night. It's
Yeah.
Friday night in Miami. What else are you going to do?
well, I mean, his boys lost.
Yeah, he's upset. I'm
They're
telling you,
still they're still primed for a fucking run. I mean, the
This
crazy
is
thing
what they do every year, though.
this could very easily keep them out of
Didn't
the
they
ACC
lose last
championship
year
game.
Friday night against Virginia Tech or something?
Something like that.
Undefeated.
They lost, yeah, because they were scraping by. The
Yeah.
reason was they were scraping by last year. This year they were like beasting
Dominating.
on teams.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
and-
when I watched him against Florida, I'm like, okay, I don't know. I think I see some flaws
Yeah.
here. And I
Well-
know that's an interstate rivalry, but still.
I'm gonna fade him every time with Mario Cristobal when they have a bye because those guys are chasing the muff.
You know, this very easily could keep them out of the championship game, the ACC championship game.
Well,
yeah.
who would be in it then? SMU? And,
Oh, if you talk about the standings right now, there are 3 teams that are undefeated in conference play of the ACC. That would be SMU, Georgia Tech, and Virginia.
wow. Okay.
Georgia Tech is the fun team because they just get by. They just
yeah,
find
they were
ways to
struggling,
win.
but they turned it on at the end.
Yeah. I love Haynes King. He's
If
one
you
of
want to
like,
see Georgia Tech right now, odds-on favorite plus 220 to win the ACC.
does Clemson have an
Unreal.
outside chance? Or are they done?
No, losing to SMU this last week kind of keeps them
What
out.
about
They have
North
too many
Carolina? Do
conference
they have a
losses.
chance?
2 conference losses probably keeps them out, but who knows with the ACC?
I watched them Friday night. They played hard at the second.
They showed
half.
fight. They showed fight.
I can't
Jim.
get enough of Steve Belichick. He looks like he belongs like at a strip club eating like the buffet at like 2 p.m. and they have to throw him out because he gets a little aggressive.
Who says that doesn't happen?
He should.
You see what he looks like?
I don't remember him does he still have the mullet and everything?
He's got the man bun. He's got these terrible tattoos, and he's got a big gut.
Oh yeah, okay.
Or it's like a little baby ponytail.
He does look like a professional stripper.
They used to call
Jim, if you bleached your hair, grew out that beard,
I need a little bit more of a gut, just a little bit.
I'll work on it. Work on it.
By the way, I'm watching
Halloween's
a commercial. Who knew that UCLA would be in a big game next week?
I know, and like
they have one of the best records in the Big Ten.
They're actually right now. It's like a 7-way tie for third place in the conference.
Well, good for them. You know,
Yeah.
It sucks, especially if they had this kind of roster where you could win games and they just weren't. It's got to feel good to actually.
Could you guys name the UCLA interim head coach?
No, but I know.
I know it's not.
It's not old Neuheisel.
I know Rick Neuheisel's son is like the OC or something.
It is Tim Skipper.
He's
Tim
doing a
Skipper
great job.
is the head coach right now at UCLA.
He's doing a hell of a job, I'll tell you that.
It's crazy to me that like he gets no recognition. Seemingly,
he deserves it.
He definitely deserves it.
I mean, I've never seen a better interim job since Joe Morgan in the Boston Red Sox in 1988.
You guys want to hear something funny that's going on at my house right now?
Uh-oh.
My wife, I think, called the fire department to check. And now I got a fire truck outside. I'm sitting here doing a fucking dumb sports podcast.
What, man?
I love it.
I got firemen in here.
Let me tell you, better to be
Get
safe
them on the
than
show.
sorry.
Right. Maybe
Better
they're
to
just
be safe than
strippers.
sorry.
Like it's a real elaborate strip.
Better to be safe than sorry. I like it.
You're
Do
right.
you guys want to guess the spread of UCLA at Indiana?
14.
I would say 21.
Luke's closer, 25.5 currently. Indiana's a favorite.
Yeah, I mean, as great as UCLA's been playing,
Their wins have come against
Indiana's just looking great.
Their wins have come against Penn State, Michigan State, and Maryland. Not like the cream of the crop,
right?
Big Ten.
Especially,
Are
it looks
you
a little
worried
worse
about
than
your
Penn
Nebraska? Or
yeah, Jim. Sorry
I mean, it's
about
hard.
that, but
It's hard not to be worried about the Nebraska Cornhuskers at the moment. I mean, that's probably the worst loss I could think of in the Matt Rule era.
it was
Maybe
a very frustrating
UCLA last
game.
year.
It was like they couldn't get anything going on offense.
No, I feel like the play calling, like the development of the plays is taking way too long for how bad the offensive line is, and like the progressions that Dylan Raiola is expected to go through are not realistic for how.
Are you
long
worried
he
about the
has to sit-
QB1?
No, as what like?
I just
In what
feel
way?
like he hasn't progressed to be that like, oh my God, he's must see TV or he's a NFL quarterback.
I think he's showing a lot of flashes. I think the offensive line being what it is, not literally letting him throw the deep ball, and I feel like we're not the play calling isn't doing.
Don't you think with Dana Holgorsen they were going to open it up?
I thought they were, and I thought they need to like make some quick routes happen.
Sure.
It's a lot of like slow developing stuff, which with the way the offensive line is playing, not really the way to go. He was sacked 9 times in this game.
That's not good.
And not all of that's on the O-line, but a good chunk of it is. And I had Minnesota pegged as a loss going into the season because I think
that's a tough spot.
Well, it's not even just that. I think Minnesota is like over the last 10 years is like 9-2 against Nebraska.
PJ Fleck is a very good coach.
PJ Fleck owns Nebraska.
No, he's not. He's a guy that is worthy of a big job.
Minnesota will pay him a lot of money to stay.
I just feel like with Minnesota, their budget can only get you where he's going.
Maybe PJ Fleck to Penn State, huh?
Penn State, Florida State. He's got the cool tie.
I don't know. I don't know if the SEC wants PJ Fleck.
I love the way he dresses.
I know it's cool. It's classy.
So
it's very like old school. Is everything okay? I'm worried about you.
When I look at
I got a monoxide detector in here too. I think I'm okay. And
Well,
if I
it's
start
good to be
slurring
safe.
and nodding off, let me know. Okay.
Well, it's good to be safe. I like that your wife called the fire department.
Well, you're Jews. You guys are very safe people.
I know.
when I look at the rest of Nebraska's schedule, it's just like everything could be a loss.
Do you play UCLA?
We play. So our next game is Northwestern,
Yeah.
and then we play USC both at home, and then we travel to Pasadena to play UCLA.
Well, come out for that. You
Jim,
come out.
I'm going to have to ask you
one.
this because I've been here before. Do you just feel like you're trapped in football purgatory?
What do you mean?
Like, okay, we're going to have teams. They're going to win games. We might win 10 games one year, but we're never just going to get to that level.
You know, like
I felt kind of in football purgatory when we had Bo Pelini, where it was like, oh, we'll win 9 games every year, like consistently. Maybe once in a while we could break out and like maybe make and win a conference championship. Got close, never did. And then after that, it's just been like, oh, we're a shit team, and we're still kind of like in a shit team mode right now. Like this point, you have in the Big Ten, you have Ohio State on top.
Yes.
Oh, everyone else. Then you have the mix of like Oregon, Michigan, Penn State's kind of like right in there too for like the bottom part of that. Indiana's risen to that level, but they're sitting right there.
But we don't know. Indiana's got to prove it.
No, but like these last couple of years, right there.
Yeah.
Maybe Indiana below or whatever. And then you have all these teams in the Big Ten, and I'll put like USC, Washington, Michigan State, Maryland, Minnesota, Iowa, varying levels. And then at the bottom, you usually have like a Purdue, or like this season, it's Purdue and Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the middle grouping of chaos, not good, not great, but not bad.
Yeah.
That's where Nebraska is, and that's where we're going to be until something happens. And being on top of that's not bad. Like the top of that pile, maybe you're making the playoffs more often than not, depending on your schedule, how things play out. But this is kind of just where we're at Iowa, Minnesota levels. We're not, when people talk about Nebraska getting like, oh, $30-40 million rosters to compete with like Ohio State's or whatever, you got to get there. You got to get to that level. You got to get above the Minnesotas and like the UCLAs of the world before you get to that level. And let me tell you guys, next year, the schedule doesn't get any easier because Nebraska plays Ohio State, Oregon, Indiana.
You're already looking at next season.
Well, I'm just saying, like this season was supposed to be the season that the schedule played out.
When I started stand-up, and it's not like a brag, but because I failed, but I started with Nate Bargatze, and he was from day one, he was a huge Vanderbilt fan. And every once in a while, we talk about Vandy, and he was one of those guys who was like, I'm a diehard Vanderbilt fan. I know they're going to go 5-6, 6-5, whatever. Sometimes 3-8, and you just support them. But we're looking at a really good Vanderbilt team that's probably a playoff team. So things do turn around, like I remember the Devil Rays in baseball for years couldn't win. And then they got a manager and they had a couple good years in the last 15 years. They made the World Series twice. So things can turn around, like look at Indiana in football. I mean, how many years did they suck?
All it takes is one coach. That's all it takes.
I mean, I thought the Michael Penix year was incredible and they would never come close to that. And they've surpassed that in a million ways. So I believe Nebraska could get there. I thought they'd be a little better this year, and I thought they'd be a little farther ahead than where they are. They still
the offensive line is inexcusable.
They're not with Scott Frost where they're losing against bad teams. They're beating.
Well, and like so this team, I was gonna say this team is definitely better than they were the last previous years. Like the fact that they're winning these crazy one-score games, like against Cincinnati, against Michigan State, and Maryland, where it's like, oh, okay, these are games Nebraska usually loses. But again, you guys know I always come out with like the depressing Nebraska stats. Matt Rule at Nebraska, once Nebraska gets that 5th win, like once you get to like 5-0, 5-1, the record for Matt Rule at Nebraska after getting 5 wins in 2.5 years now, 1-10.
The schedule gets harder, man.
Wow. 1-10. So like year 1 under Matt Rule, got to 5-0, I believe, lost out.
Really?
Year 2, got to 5-0, lost out until they beat Wisconsin the second to last week of the season.
The schedule gets
this
harder,
year.
Man.
We're 5-1, get crushed by Minnesota, and then we got to play like UCLA, USC, Penn State, Northwestern, who Northwestern's feeling feisty.
Yeah.
Like nothing is a given. And the fact that this team still has like maybe a weak mentality, I don't know. Northwestern's probably going bowling, by the way.
Cal Raleigh just hit a bomb.
Who thought Northwestern would go bowling at the start of this season?
You know, Northwestern was just the worst program when I was growing up.
And then Pat Fitzgerald did a good job there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they had Pat Fitzgerald was at the game
I think
this last week because I think they honored their was it the 94-95 Northwestern team or whatever.
I think
they made the Rose Bowl.
Didn't they have Bill McCartney before that?
Yeah, he was a good coach.
Yeah, like he was a great coach.
I just want to say Cal Raleigh just hit a bomb. It's 3-1. Yeah.
What if Pat Fitzgerald gets another job somewhere?
I don't know. It'll be hard.
He was acquitted of old wrongdoing.
He's a Northwestern guy. I remember him on the team back then.
Wisconsin, Pat Fitzgerald.
Ooh.
What happened to Luke Fickle? He did so good at Cincinnati. He's just shit in the bed.
That might be a bigger Wisconsin thing. I don't know.
The other news is, what do you think of this? The shirts off trend.
Shout out Oklahoma State for starting it. I love it. It should stick with the bad teams. I think that's fun.
You know what kind of reminds me? Remember there was a thing called the hippie shake or something? Was that what it was called?
The Harlem Shake?
The Harlem Shake.
Oh, back in 2015, 2016.
Yeah, and then the ice bucket challenge.
Yeah. I like it just because it's one of those things that grew organically.
It's pretty fun.
At the Oklahoma State deal was awesome.
It kind of feels like only teams that suck should do it, though.
Yes, I agree.
Like Wisconsin, you're getting killed by Ohio State.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of like minor league promotional nights, you know?
Yeah.
Turn your college team into the Savannah Bananas.
Exactly.
Does Wisconsin win another game this season?
Seattle is up 3-1.
Will never win again ever. I can't believe what
Cal
happened.
Raleigh,
they play at Oregon this week.
That's going to be rough.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Oregon will run it up. Dan Lanning has no shame in running it up.
No, he does not.
No, he doesn't, because he'll do that, and then he'll just fucking lose to Ohio State or somebody else. You know, I don't know if I got to see Danny get it done before.
We got to credit Alabama because.
Oh yeah.
People want Kalen DeBoer fired. He's doing fine.
He's got him humming, dude.
I thought they were going to lose like 5 games this year.
I thought Lane Kiffin's offensive game plan was amazing, but they couldn't finish the job. But,
dude, Georgia just been squeaking these games out.
Yeah. But they know how to win.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And like they're doing it offensively and whatnot. I still think Ole Miss is really good.
Michigan had a pretty solid win, nothing too fancy.
Well, it was a good bounce back game. That's what losing to USC like that could have been one of those games.
I expected it to be a dogfight.
Yeah. It could have been a game where you just dump on the season, like, oh, fuck that, we're out of it. But then they bounced back. They kind of beat them up pretty good, Washington. And the offense is getting going.
Dude, Bryce is looking better every week.
And I'm telling you, these games where we lose, it's like you can see these flashes, but then we'll stall out on third down or something. We just can't, Bryce throws it a little too hard or something, drop passes, and now we're starting to see a little more creativity and a little more. You
get a couple like skill guys in there, and then
what's that?
Get a couple more skill guys in there. You beef up that offensive line a little bit. This team's dangerous.
Well, Michigan is the youngest team in the Big Ten, so next year I'm definitely looking forward to it. But I'm curious to see what they'll do the rest of this year. If there's even a way they could, win out. I mean, basically, it's just Ohio State. If Michigan is for real and could,
if you're not 9-2 going into that Ohio State game, I would be a little, because it's Michigan State. Who knows? Rivalry games, weird shit happens. But
if
Michigan
Indiana
State
plays Ohio State,
Purdue, Northwestern, Maryland.
What is the spread? Ohio State home.
Ohio State at home.
Yeah.
Ohio State minus 7, 8.5, something like that.
What about Indiana at home?
Ohio State minus 3.5, 4. I think Ohio State especially defensively. I think defensively they're better than they were last year.
You can totally see Indiana though winning though. Like,
I could definitely see it, which is crazy compared to like where they were last year. I could see it.
Hey Jim, Maddie told me he'll pay for your plane ticket if you want to come.
Come out here.
UCLA game.
That'd be. I'm traveling. I'm going to 3 games in 3 weeks.
Yes, you are.
Well, if you think about it,
because I'm going to a game this weekend. I'm going to a Wyoming game.
Nice.
It's gonna be fun. I've always wanted to do that.
I'm driving up to Wyoming for a Wyoming game, and then next week I'm going to the
who's
Nebraska
the
USC
player in
game.
Wyoming history.
That's a good question.
Wait, I know they've had. Wait,
I mean, people would probably say.
Allen.
I know, but he wasn't that
Allen
great at Wyoming.
I swear they've had some good tight ends. Lions had a good tight end from
Like, I just don't think he was that good at Wyoming, though.
By the way, there's controversy in football.
No.
Can you review a field goal in the NFL?
I don't think. I think any scoring play, I believe, is reviewed, isn't it? Like automatically reviewed.
The kick was good.
That's a good
the
kick.
Bucs thought the guy missed a field goal and hit the. Yeah, of course.
I don't think you can challenge that.
Well, it bounced in. It takes one shot to see, one replay to see it.
But why is Baker Mayfield acting like he missed it?
Because he's on drugs.
He's sitting there like he got.
I don't know, but it's really funny.
He got fucked by Oz
about
the Mentalist. Oz the Mentalist fucked.
Are you guys ready to accept that Notre Dame's going to make the playoffs?
Yeah, I knew they were.
Well, if they would have, if they would have lost this game, they wouldn't have made it. They would have been
2
out.
losses. Notre Dame's such a weird team.
They have 2 losses, but it's like combined like 8 points to like top 10 teams.
Yeah.
Do you know who?
What? You're frozen, Maddie.
That's Lee Carr's grandson.
Yeah, CJ Carr. Yeah. No, I know that. It's because we were getting Bryce Underwood, essentially.
He didn't want to go to Michigan, he said, because he didn't want to be in his dad's footsteps.
I know, but why Notre Dame? That's what's kind of like.
That's the disgusting part.
Yeah.
Well, they don't play each other anymore.
Well, I'm sure we'll renew that at some point, but God, I mean, it would be tough to root against him. I mean, I'm rooting for him. What is he? Is he a true freshman or a red shirt?
Yeah, he's awesome. He's the real deal.
I believe he's redshirt. CJ
okay.
Carr.
So then I don't know why he didn't come to Michigan because we didn't have shit for quarterbacks lined up.
Let me see. No. I believe he is a true freshman.
Okay. Then because I think he actually he was in the mix for us, and I think when it turned to Underwood, we're like, not going to happen there, buddy. But,
do you think Hugh Freeze is on the chopping block at Auburn?
Probably.
Gotta be, right?
It's just like who's out there.
Will we set a record for most Power 4 job openings in a single season?
It's like you're not going to get Kurt Signani. I'm sorry to these.
Well,
teams.
By the way, he signed a new contract. He's making like 11.6 a year now
for 10 years.
No offense, the best guy you can get is probably James Franklin.
I think Alex Golish at USF. People will go for him super hard.
What
He's
about
a great
the
coach.
Vanderbilt guy?
Clark Lee probably not leaving. I think Vanderbilt has money. He's an alum there.
Also, very funny if Penn State got another Vanderbilt guy.
I think he's staying because I think, again, you're seeing sort of a difference now where it's not really about money because a lot of these schools in the SEC and Big Ten, at least it's not money there, they can pay relatively similar just from the TV contracts that they're bringing in. Like, Indiana's got money to compete if they want to.
Right.
And you're not taking Indiana head coach. I'm sure Vanderbilt has plenty of nice, rich alums that will keep Clark Lee there. The question I have for them is, what do they do after Diego Pavia graduates in like 2032?
What do you mean? He's already suing to petition for another year.
He is, which is stupid. Also,
do you think he's pro material?
No.
Okay. So then it's not stupid because that's where.
No, it's not stupid from him. It's crazy.
Yes.
It's smart on his part. It's also crazy to me that this last week was Missouri's first road game of the
Really?
season. Yeah, this
Like
was
seventh game
Missouri
in?
versus Auburn. This was their first road game of the entire season. I don't know how many more they have. I don't think they play that many more road games. Let me take a look.
Yeah.
So this was their first one. They were just chilling at home for the entire season. Also, Kentucky should have beat Texas. I just want to say that.
Arch Manning went back to the
That was
pumpkin view.
disgusting. So then, okay, so Missouri plays at Vanderbilt next week, and then it's a bye week, and then they host Texas A&M and Mississippi State, and they finish the season at Oklahoma and at Arkansas.
Oklahoma came back.
So there I was.
Alabama
Just
is rolling. It's weird that after 1 week, everybody wanted to fire Kalen DeBoer, and now he's kind of got him on a roll.
That's going to look – people are going to look back on the whole season as a whole, and that Florida State dominating win over Alabama is going to be such an outlier.
It's going to be it's got to be the weirdest thing, especially seeing the trajectory of Florida State.
Matty,
now.
you called for his head after that game.
I probably did, like a lot of people did.
You called him weak.
I jumped the gun, but I
mean, that's what football and sports.
I know a lot of people did. The whole Alabama, the boosters were, this guy can't, deliver, whatever. He's not.
But he's still going to get the thing at
record.
Bama, though. What sucks for him, though, is unless he wins a championship, they don't care.
It's true.
I don't think they're going to care. You could go 11-1 or whatever.
Oh, he's replacing an absolute legend.
Yeah, and something I don't think you can replicate again.
No, I don't think there's any. I think you're going to have to come to terms with like an 11-1, 10-2 team making the championship, making the playoffs, and then going on a run.
Yeah,
that's just going to be a regular thing.
Yeah,
like every loss nowadays, people like the further we get into these playoffs, the less these losses will sting, because like remember back in the day, like even just 3-4 years ago, one loss was the end of your season.
Yeah,
potentially. Sure. And now it's like, okay, you can stomach one. Some of these teams could probably stomach two.
Well, it's like Ole Miss. They have to play Georgia, which is a tough loss, and then they have a tough game this week.
Who do they play this week?
I'm looking it up.
Ole Miss, they play Oklahoma at Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's tough.
That is tough. It's tough defense. I don't think Oklahoma's offense is anything too scary.
But those are two tough road games in a row.
That is.
If you could sneak if they won Georgia, you can afford to lose this one and be okay with it. You figure
they would argue that they could still afford it because if they're 10-2, because like then they get South Carolina, the Citadel, Florida, and Mississippi State.
Yeah, they can.
If you're 10-2, you're probably making the playoffs.
Yeah, so they have one loss they can do.
But if they're 10-2 and they lose to Oklahoma, their only win over a ranked opponent is against LSU, who might be not ranked at the end of the season.
Yeah,
because they played Georgia so hard.
They did. I just the way that SEC teams get ranked is kind of gross to me.
Wow, it's a very overhyped, conference.
All right, you boys want to talk some NFL?
I do want to shout out one team that I want to hype up. Not a team that anyone cares about, but a team that everyone thought was going to be shit. And guess what? They're already making a bowl game. And that is the fucking Hawaii Rainbow Warriors, who are actually potentially set up to make a Mountain West Championship game.
I don't even think we've discussed them the whole
This
year.
team is 6-2. Everyone wrote them off. Jimmy Chang is doing some magic on the island. They just beat Colorado State this week. They get a bye week, and then it's San Jose State, San Diego State, back-to-back, one on the mainland, one on the island. That game, Friday, November 21st against UNLV, could be a potential, like, who's going to play Boise in the championship game. The way the coaching job and the job that he is doing at Hawaii is fucking crazy. I love it.
That's cool.
You heard it here first.
Yes, folks.
Oh, it's awesome. The Hawaii Rainbow Warriors are awesome.
They don't get the respect they deserve.
No,
it was funny. That's like a team. Like it was always fun to watch them when I was a kid because they had these cool uniforms. They were the Rainbow Warriors, and they came out really late at night.
Yeah,
that was really.
That's still
fun.
the case. Damn it.
Also, we didn't mention Billy Napier getting fired, even though we alluded to the job opening.
I think everybody expected
It
that.
sucks though, because a lot of it's really weird because he played a lot of good teams tough this year
Yeah.
and just could not get it done.
No, but it's the whole It's not this year, but the whole
Yeah,
rest.
no, it's the whole thing. The Florida State said they're going to hold out till the end of the year to
It's
decide
also
on
not
Norvell.
fun.
Which is
Like
crazy, right?
when you go to a game and the whole crowd is chanting for you to be fired, like it's just a hard look, you know. You might as well just say, all right, we're not winning this year. Let's just get him out of here, so
Yeah.
calm the people down
One,
and
two,
just focus
three,
on football.
4, 5, 6.
All right,
7,
NFL.
8.
One
There's
thing I
11.
noticed over the weekend
There's
is
11,
that
John.
the Raiders are a really bad football team.
Oh yeah,
Gino has turned back into a
Regressed.
pumpkin, dude. He's really
Yes.
bad.
It's wild how bad he's been.
Yeah,
They
it is
haven't
funny how
used
some
Ashton
people.
Genty properly. Although I'm totally against drafting running backs in the top 10. I just there's a couple guys that really make an impact, like Barkley.
I would argue it's even like I would argue any running back can make an impact if your offensive line is good enough.
I mean,
Oh,
even
yeah.
like Bijou Robinson is great, but it doesn't constitute wins. It
Yeah.
doesn't bring your team wins.
I feel the same about receivers too.
Well, receivers, I would argue there's just after like the top 2 or 3 guys, there's
Yeah.
just such a big pool
Yes.
where there's not that much different from probably the number 4 receiver in the NFL to like the number 17 receiver in the
I mean, how many
NFL.
times have you seen a running back that was not drafted have 2, 3 great seasons? It's something that you don't. I think you're wasting a draft pick if you draft a running back super high. And there's moments Genty's been great, but he's not moving the needle. And I don't think the Pete Carroll. They're almost worse than last year, and they were a disaster last year.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that's I think Gino's just regressed to being like what people like the Jets Gino. This is what we're seeing.
The Jets are so bad.
No, I'm saying like Gino on the Jets. Like we're seeing that again.
I know so many people bet on the Jets this week because they were like, well, they're going to win one game, so this is the game. And
Nope, they're not.
Did you guys
God,
hear
it's
about
so
that
bad.
Panthers like fan podcast that quit?
What?
no.
So there's a whole Twitter thing. Like 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So there was this
Yeah.
Panthers fan podcast. They posted like apparently they had maybe like they weren't the biggest podcast around. They were maybe our size, like Sports Hole size.
Oh wow.
They're yeah,
That's
but they
pretty
were like,
big though.
That's huge. That's huge, people. But they had dedicated people.
Yeah.
And they announced they were quitting because this is like 4 weeks ago or something. Just because they hated like going into the losses, discussing losses for like an hour and a half or whatever, going over the
Yeah.
stuff. They're just like, we're quitting. Since they quit, the Panthers are 3-0.
Awesome. The Jets have so many podcasts. I get a lot of them on my feed. But for them, like it's they need to do it because you're going to be loyal and you have to vent frustration. I mean, how many years could the Lions have a podcast about how bad they suck for years?
It's
And
just
now-
got to be like, but when you're dealing with pure ineptitude, right? Like especially in the Jets, where you have glimmers of hope, and then there's nothing, and then now you're like 0-7 or whatever. I mean, or whatever they are. Like it's so like it cannot be fun at all. Like
and Garrett Wilson is a top 5, in my opinion, wide receiver in the NFL, and they are just wasting him. If he was on a real team, you would be like, this guy is one of the best in the league.
Sure. I don't know. But like, where do you even begin if you are?
You gotta find a general manager.
Do you think they trade everything away?
There's not much. There's Brees Hall, I guess Sauce Gardner, a couple guys on defense, and that's about it. And they just like Justin Fields, like
God, dude, he is not a starting NFL quarterback.
But that's a management. That's what I hate is that's a management thing. Like them deciding to give him
the problem with
$40
Eric
million.
Glenn though is when the media goes, "Hey, do you think you ready to bench Justin Fields?" and he yells at them at the press, that's insulting to the fans. because like, what are you yelling for? The guy stinks.
Well, did you hear the reports today? Like he's calling his coaching buddies, like, "Hey, you ever had to like bench your QB1, and then like, how do you deal with that?" And like, he just doesn't know. Poor
No.
Aaron Glenn's over his skis on this one. Like it's so bad.
And then the wild thing is the Patriots have an amazing quarterback again.
Yeah,
It's like, how do they it's so hard to get a quarterback. It's like teams go 20, 30 years without getting a quarterback. And now the Patriots, I mean, Drake May, in my opinion, is a candidate for the MVP.
sure. Why not? I mean, it's just we need to see a few more
The
years
Giants
out of
blew a
Drake May,
game
but he does
too.
look great.
The
The
That was a
Giants,
crazy game.
But at
I
least
had to
they,
look at that. I didn't watch that game. I had to look at that box
yeah.
score. I'm like, it must be off 33 points in one quarter.
But you know what? The difference is like, they have a future. Like Jackson Dart can play.
Sure.
We're gonna get Neighbors back next year. Cam Scatterboo, for as long as he can.
You got Cam Scatterboo for like 3 to 5 years
Right,
max.
another 2 years.
Max.
Exactly. Yeah. So you have a future, but there's no future with the Jets right now. There's nothing to look forward to.
Yeah.
The other games, Dallas looked good. Green Bay is so. The Chiefs, to me, you know what's going to happen? The Colts are going to have an amazing year. They're going to get home field advantage. They're going to play the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl, and they're going to lose.
It
And
feels
Chiefs,
that way, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it definitely feels that way.
You just feel it, right?
What if the Colts just smoked him, though? They're like,
And
fuck
it's
you,
funny
we're the
because
Colts.
this
What
year,
if Danny Dimes just is the Super Bowl MVP?
what happened to the
What if
Chargers?
Danny Dimes wins as many Super Bowls with the Colts as Peyton Manning?
What happened to the Chargers? He only has to win one. The Chargers, after 3 weeks, is like, all right, they're better than KC. KC is gonna.
Well, I think their offensive line is like completely banged up.
I know, but it just fell apart so fast.
Well, I think they literally lost like 3 offensive linemen in like 2 weeks.
And they had like the best offensive line like for the first few weeks. So yeah.
And it just that
You can't do anything without a line. You can't do much without a line unless you're Patrick
with
Mahomes.
Rice and Xavier Worthy healthy, and it's fucking scary.
Yeah.
What about your Patriots though?
Dude, it's crazy.
They're
5-2. They're beating the Bills, man. The Bills. I can't stand Sean McDermott. I think they got to fire him.
Matty, I've never heard you express that before.
Matty, I just look at if you look at this New England Patriots schedule,
Drake May
they got an easy schedule.
Drake May throws the best deep ball I've seen.
He does have a pretty release, man. It is nice.
It is very pretty.
You never know with these quarterbacks. Like when they draft like 5 in the first round, 3 in the first round, usually 2 are good, 3 are bust. Like look at the year with Justin Fields. You had Zach Wilson, you had Lawrence, you had Trey Lance, you had.
Oh, that was the Trey Lance here, right?
I mean, everybody was so excited about all these quarterbacks, and they all stink. Mac Jones.
Hey, Mac Jones ain't playing too bad.
That game yesterday was more
there
about the defense and the running game.
I think also just any quarterback can look good on the 49ers.
Yeah. Quarterback, running back.
The Jags took a step back. The Rams are still very good. I think in between the Lions and the Rams in the NFC, and then in the AFC, the Colts and the Chiefs. And sadly, I'm a Chiefs hater. I don't see anybody beating the Chiefs. And
wow.
They're just too good, especially when they're all healthy.
Yeah, we'll see. It's still
the Bucks are going for a touchdown. 4th and 8 at the 12. Baker Mayfield back to pass. Throws. Incomplete. And the Lions are going to win.
That was a long-ass drive, too. They took so much time off the clock. Just
that's good for the Lions.
They should have just kicked a field goal because they needed to anyway. So.
And the Mariners the Blue Jays got a base hit. Bottom of the 6th, 1 out, man on first. They're running out of time, though.
Running out of time. Are we running out of time, guys?
We're running out of time for
who's the besides the Colts? Who's the another team that's surprisingly great, and who's the biggest disappointment? And why hasn't Mike McDaniel been fired yet? How does he still have a job?
Not only Mike McDaniel, you're soling on him. It sounds like the Dolphins are going to keep Greer as the GM, which is malpractice. That's awful.
Yes,
I'm destitute. I mean, this is just we're quitting on the season.
Yeah.
Mike McDaniel even said, like, as long as he's the head coach of the Dolphins, he'll give it his all. He knows he's fired. He's a dead man walking.
Yeah. The team quit.
This team's done. This team has been quit. This team quit preseason, Matty.
Yes. But
I've
you
never
know
seen
what?
a team
It's
quit
his
more.
fault because his approach was, I'm going to coach differently. I'm going to be the friends of the players, and he put his job on the line like that, and it just doesn't work that way in the NFL.
No, it does not. I would say surprisingly good. I would say
it got so bad for when Tua called him out.
Also,
basically, I felt Tua was calling him out by saying guys don't show up to meetings.
He kind of was, but also Tua should be calling himself out.
Absolutely, but
it sucks that there's so much dead cap.
Nobody has been as loyal to Tua than Mike McDaniel.
Yeah.
Because another coach would be like, I need to bring somebody else in, or I need to give this guy competition. Because my job, I'm not going to put my job
I will say the fact that there was like zero competition was disgusting.
Yes. And Quinn Ewers ain't the answer.
No.
Are they tanking for Arch Manning? That's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
I think Arch doesn't even declare this. Yeah.
Wait, I saw
crazy
Arch
if he
Manning.
Imagine he does. Imagine he does declare.
I just saw him in a commercial. I'm like, how did this guy get in? I mean, I know his name.
Name recognition, buddy.
But
they film him all in the preseason. Like, people thought he was going to have a really good season.
I made a bet. I already won money. I got the whole field for the Heisman. A Saints fan told me, he's like, well, we're going to get the number one pick and get Arch Manning. I'm like, why would you want him? What has he ever done?
I wonder who's in line for the number one pick.
What, you mean the player or the team?
The team.
Well, the Jets.
Yeah, the Jets right now.
Yeah, Jets right now. Jets, Dolphins. Right now, the order is Jets, Dolphins, Saints, Titans, and then the Ravens.
Weird.
I got the Ravens picking 5 right now.
Is there a quarterback out there that, is like a number? I don't think there's a number one guy like.
I think right now it's Mendoza at Indiana is what people are hyping up.
So what? He was at Cal last year?
He was at Cal. He was really good at Cal. Had a little bit trouble staying healthy a lot of the time, and he's a little bit risky with the ball.
Drafted by the Jets.
Listen, I'm always like,
I would
fuck that. Draft a lineman. That's my theory.
I agree. Our trade, do what the Bears did. They got when they traded the number one pick, and they got all those players.
No, Belichick made a living trading down, all the time.
Especially there's not that quarterback.
If you have a good organization, you can get good players later on.
Especially in the next season, I think you might be able to get a couple guys the next season afterwards.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting, but these teams should not be shooting for an all-star quarterback. They should build a fundamentally good team.
I agree. I don't really think there's that quarterback that really blows everybody away.
Start with your lines. Go from there. What else? Anything else?
To answer your question, Matty, I would say the Ravens are the biggest disappointment for me.
Yeah.
The biggest surprise, probably the Patriots. I didn't expect the Patriots to be this good right away. And I get they haven't really played a lot of good teams except for the Bills.
But you don't choose your opponents in the NFL. You don't apologize for victories.
They're all pros. You don't apologize for winning.
You don't apologize for victories.
I don't think they'll do anything in the playoffs, but I think they're way better than I thought they'd be.
My surprise is the Seahawks.
Yes. They've been great.
I think they're playing really good.
Yeah.
I don't know how far they're going to go, but they've been playing very good. Disappointment, I will say, the Panthers, because I thought they were really turning things around last year.
They are. They're 4-3.
Well, we'll see. They got to keep it going, but
still undefeated at home too. They got one road win
undefeated
at home.
And again, you don't choose who you don't choose your who you beat.
What about the Vikings?
Well, they've had
They're down to Carson
injuries.
Wentz.
I don't know if I believe in JJ fully.
I don't know if they do now. I mean,
What's
they
this for?
probably
He's
can
played
start
two
him.
I know.
I'd go
Play
back.
two fucking games.
Go back to him. Like, you know what you're getting with Carson. You're not going to win the Super Bowl this year. Put him out there.
Put in JJ. Get rid of that fucking hick and put in JJ Metropolitan McCarthy.
Send Wentz back to North Dakota.
Yeah. Let JJ meditate your ass.
Also, the Cardinals are better without Kyler Murray, which is hilarious.
Yes.
Boy, they should trade him as soon as possible. See if he can get
I was shocked. Because I watched these podcasts, and this Cardinal fan was like, you know what? If somebody offered us a 1 and a 2, I'd consider it. And I'm like, you're lucky to get a 4.
Yeah, just get rid of him.
A 1 and a 2?
It's a damn shame because, like, every once in a while, when he has a good game, he's maybe one of the most entertaining players to watch.
Fun to watch.
Yeah, but that's years ago.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, he had a couple games last year, and he hasn't really had one this year. But, like, you're right, Matty. He's not going to give you that consistently.
No.
He's too small. I just feel like he doesn't care that much.
He doesn't. I mean, the talk is the video game.
Well, yeah, they had to put that clause in his contract to watch film. That's part of your fucking job.
Yeah.
He should just be
I got to say, one of the greatest quarterback games with 2 40-year-old men on Thursday night lighting it up. And it just shows that if you do look at the film like Rodgers and Flacco, you can succeed at 40. So, like, Kyler Murray has no excuses.
No, you don't have to be an insane athlete.
No.
You know?
God, I love Joe Flacco so much. He can still sling it.
He's awesome. I knew that Tomlin knew because Tomlin called out the Browns.
What happened with the Pittsburgh defense, dude?
They haven't been good this year. They've been off. The Lions' defense have been amazing. Maybe Aaron Glenn is not a good coach because.
And you know what? People. I've heard a few people say, and I agree. I think we should trade for another end. Defensive
another one.
End.
Well, the Lions.
Trey Hendricks or Max Crosby.
Oh, Max!
Yeah,
dude,
Max Crosby.
Oh,
free Max Crosby.
Oh, Jim, how much would you pay to be in a sandwich with Max Crosby and Aiden Hutchinson?
I'd pay a lot of money. Bring Crosby home to the Detroit metro area,
right
baby.
There, baby. Played at fucking Eastern.
Yeah, dude. He played at EMU. I think they named the stadium after him now.
Really?
Because I think he donated. I think he paid
donated
$500
and he got it named after him.
He's a booster of some sort.
Yeah, he seems like a cool dude. I like him. He would fit in very well, of course. All right, anything to add before we get out of here, guys?
I think we're good to go, brother.
All right. Well, it's been a pleasure, boys, as always, and everybody else out there. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week for another exciting Sports. Bye-bye.